Clemson going to the Carrier Dome, laying 6.5, and they got it. We both agree with this pick. We took Clemson to win and Clemson to cover as well in our previews. To recap this game, though, I'm not much really changes in my opinion of either team at all. I think Clemson did what they needed to do offensively. That's all I'll say. They just did what they kind of needed to do. Nothing really more. I wasn't especially like overly impressed with Cade Klubnik. I thought he was fine. I didn't think they run the ball all that effectively. Granted, Syracuse has done well defending the run this season, but we knew like Garrett Schrader, like you you can't beat Clemson with just Garrett Schrader. You can't do it. Uh, Now he played his absolute butt off, right? Played his
He
absolute
always
butt off.
does. He
He
always
always
does.
does. And gosh, he better get in the ice bath this week because he absolutely took a beating. I will say though, I liked Clemson's defensive line for the second straight week. I thought Clemson's defensive line played okay. I thought they played fine.
It's nice to see
Um,
Xavier Thomas getting some production. He had that fumble recovery. He's looked like himself, or at least um part of that 5-star billing he had coming out of high school. It's nice to see that.
yeah. So this was like as a watchable game, it's a pretty mediocre game to watch. Not gonna lie, it just was kind of like death by a thousand stings. It was just like a slow, kind of like squeezing the life out of Syracuse. And I love watching college football regardless of the outcome of the game, but I'm not going to say it was definitely not an exhilarating game by any stretch of the imagination. Um, I will say though, Tyler Brown made some big time plays for Clemson. It would be nice to see some receivers. Bo Collins had a big catch, although he was like wide open on that one touchdown that he had. It'd be nice to see some of these Clemson receivers, step up, especially as we're getting deeper into ACC play. So yeah, that's really all I got. I don't feel that much differently. I think Clemson is solid. They're a good team. In my books, they're a top 15 team in the country. They just shouldn't be they just shouldn't be ranked there, right? They haven't done anything to deserve that. And Syracuse, Garrett Trader, it's not sustainable. If he goes down, Syracuse cannot win a football. They will not be able to win a football game the rest of the season if he goes down. And we saw that last year. So he can't do it himself.
Yeah, I think for Syracuse, they needed a fast start to win this game, and they didn't get it. Right, you had the unfortunate fumble where Schrader's head got taken off. Right, obviously credit to Clemson for forcing that fumble, and then Clemson goes out and scores a touchdown, 3-and-out for Syracuse, and then you fumble, and then 2 plays later, Clemson's in the end zone. So again, like that's not a recipe for success. Playing a team much more talented than you are, especially when you're trying to keep your home field advantage an advantage. And when Clemson jumps on you like that, it's hard to do so. Looking forward for Syracuse, like you said, Garrett Trader needs that ice bath right away because it does not get easier. Next two games are road games at UNC. The defensive line is playing pretty well this year, and at FSU, right? Obviously with Jared Verse and others on that D line, so it's gonna be tough for them. I think that they've got some chance to win some games after those for sure. But yeah, they need to keep Garrett Shredder healthy. Need to continue to progress, balance wise, offensively. Like Quinn Allen, I think is a really good football player, like
Yeah,
their running back,
they
and
don't
he
run
just
him
does
enough.
not. No, and Schrader had 15 rushes. I mean, yep, some of them were
That's
sacks,
your
obviously.
Taj Brooks theory. Just a
Yeah,
good hard
oh my
runner.
god, get him the ball more, man. It's so I think it's so important to relieve some pressure off of your quarterback, especially if it's not an elite quarterback like Caleb Williams. I understand why Marshawn Lloyd's not getting the touches, but for Garrett Schrader, as good as he is, Quint Allen is damn good in his own right, right? So we're besides the point. As for Clemson looking ahead, I'm circling at Miami, I'm circling Notre Dame, and I'm circling UNC. And obviously, I know Clemson fans are circling at South Carolina for some revenge for sure. But I mean, they're gonna be able to fight their way back into the top 20, top 15, and even maybe the top 12 of the AP poll and the college football poll. And the problem is they were 0-2 to start conference play. They got their first conference win, obviously important, but you got some catching up to do, right? And Duke lost this weekend, yes, but it was out of conference loss. So you're still, a full 2 games back behind them. 2.5 games, I guess it is. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, didn't learn much about it. I think their offense is getting a little bit better every week, but is it going to be enough? I don't know.